You feel a pretty uncomfortable vibe around that person. There's this subtle tension in the air, but you can't quite figure out why. Maybe it's in the way they act, what they don't say, or how they always seem just a bit distant. Often, it's those profound, almost invisible behaviors that reveal the most about someone's true feelings. A cold glance, a missed invitation, or the way they laugh at your expense. All of these can signal hidden disrespect. We all pick up on hidden cues, but sometimes it's hard to tell if we're just imagining things or if there's really something off. Why does it matter? Spotting these signs is significant. It helps us see who really respects us and who might not. This way, we can focus on people who truly add value to our lives. Seneca's words, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you," remind us to keep our circle full of those who lift us up, not those who weigh us down. Life's too short to keep those who dim your light. Stick with people who push you to grow, people who actually celebrate you and don't hold you back. A true friend helps you grow. Anything less, let it go. Today, we'll dive into the 8 subtle signs of dislike you shouldn't ignore, using a mix of common sense and some timeless Stoic wisdom. By the end, you'll be able to spot these red flags and stay grounded in what matters most: your peace of mind and self-respect. Let's get into it. Sign 1. Fake interest. Let's start with something we all know but don't always catch right away. Fake interest. You've probably seen it before. A person acting like they're all ears, nodding at everything you say, throwing in a forced smile here and there. But when you really pay attention, it just feels off. Their smile doesn't quite reach their eyes. Their laughs seem a little too loud. Or maybe they're way too focused on that one generic question like, "So, how's work?" without caring about your answer. They're playing along, but their enthusiasm isn't real. When someone is genuinely interested in you, their attention feels different. They make you feel seen and heard. They ask questions because they want to know, not because they have to fill the silence. But when someone's faking it, you can feel it in their energy. There's a sense of distance, like they're holding something back. This isn't just small talk. It's someone pretending to connect while they're mentally checked out. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoics, said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." If there is no sincerity and integrity in your interactions, there is no honesty, and connection is losing its depth. The Stoics had a lot to say about honesty and authenticity, and they would call this out right away. They believed that true respect doesn't hide behind a mask. If someone's only pretending to be interested in you, they're not really respecting you. They're treating you like background noise or passing time with you because it's convenient, not because they actually value what you bring to the table. Marcus Aurelius would also say it's better to be alone than to waste your time with people who aren't genuine. Pay attention to those subtle clues. Are they really listening? Or are they just waiting for their turn to talk? Are they asking questions that show they're invested? Or are they sticking to shallow, surface-level stuff? Understanding who's truly present and who's just humoring you. Knowing the difference lets you focus on the people who genuinely care and distance yourself from those who don't. And remember, your time and energy are precious. Don't waste them on people who only pretend to be interested. Before we jump in, I'd really appreciate your support. If you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. It helps me share the Stoic philosophy with more people. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you'll always be updated with my latest videos. Thanks for being here. Sign 2. Frequent accidental disrespect. Next up is a big one: disrespect disguised as accidental jokes or subtle put-downs. Those comments that seem harmless at first but leave you feeling a little off. Maybe they say something like, "Wow, I could never pull off that look," and you're left wondering if it's a compliment or a dig. Or maybe they make a joke about something you care about, brushing it off with, "Oh, don't be so sensitive, I'm just kidding." But deep down, it doesn't feel like a joke. It feels like they're putting you down. This is something a lot of people miss, but it's important to catch. It's one thing to have friends who joke around. We all need a little humor in life. But when you're always the punchline, When the jokes are consistently aimed at you or feel a bit too sharp, that's not funny. That's disrespect. Real friends or people who respect you won't use humor as a way to bring you down. Instead, they'll lift you up or make you laugh with them, not at you. Here's where Stoic wisdom really steps in. Stoicism teaches us to know our own value and not let others shake it. Respect starts from within. You need to be solid in your self-worth so that when someone crosses a line, you see it clearly and address it. Epictetus reminds us that we don't have to accept every comment or joke tossed our way. When you're aware of your worth, others can't make you feel small. Start paying attention to how people speak to you. Are there these little, accidental jokes that leave you feeling uneasy? Do they leave you questioning yourself? If so, it might be time to speak up or even put some distance between you and them. Here's where Epictetus's wisdom comes to place. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Sign 3. Lack of physical presence. Let's talk about another subtle sign: physical distance. We're not talking romance here, but just basic, everyday interactions. Think about it. If someone goes out of their way to avoid sitting near you, skips a handshake, or just seems to put up a wall of space, it might mean more than you think. Physical distance can actually say a lot about what's going on beneath the surface. Psychologically, when someone keeps that kind of distance, it can signal an emotional gap. It's like they're saying, "I don't really want to connect with you," without actually saying it. And sometimes you can feel that invisible wall between you and them, even when they're not far away. It's actually a common human response to put space between ourselves and things we don't like, or people we're not comfortable around. When someone constantly chooses the seat farthest away, or always seems to forget a handshake or friendly pat on the back, it's often their way of keeping that wall up. In small doses, that distance might not mean much. Some people are just not touchy-feely after all. But if you're noticing it happening often, and only with you, it's something worth paying attention to. Stoics believed in respecting boundaries, but they also valued honesty and openness in relationships. While it's great to respect personal space, if someone's always dodging even the most casual contact, it's worth questioning if there's a lack of respect or a deeper issue at play. You don't have to confront them directly every time, but you can keep note of this behavior and think about what it might mean. Physical distance isn't always about comfort zones. Sometimes it's a sign they're choosing to keep you at arm's length emotionally too. Don't ignore it if this becomes a pattern, especially if you notice it with other signs on this list. Trust your gut and know that true connection doesn't require dodging each other's presence. Real respect is comfortable, not cold. Sign 4. Disappearing act when you're in need. True friends don't come with a good times only clause, but there are people out there who are only around when everything's smooth sailing. The moment you hit a rough patch, though, suddenly they're nowhere to be found. Maybe they have too much going on to help, or they're just mysteriously busy every time you need support. Then, as soon as things look better, they pop right back in, acting like nothing happened. This kind of behavior is more common than you'd think, and it says a lot about who they are and how they really see you. From a Stoic point of view, moments of struggle aren't just there to test us. They also show us who truly stands by us. The Stoics taught that people's actions reveal more than their words ever could. So if someone keeps disappearing during your hard times, they're revealing something pretty big about their character. It's easy for anyone to hang out when everything's going well, but it takes real commitment and care to stick around when things are tough. People who genuinely value you won't suddenly vanish just because life got complicated. When you notice someone doing the disappearing act, try not to take it personally, but do take note of it. Don't get caught up in excuses or let them explain it away with empty promises. Just let their actions show you the truth. Knowing this can actually save you a lot of heartache. When you're aware of who's there for the real moments and who's just there for the good times, you'll start to build a circle of friends who genuinely support you, not just hang out when it's convenient. Struggles reveal true loyalty. When people vanish when you're in need, it's okay to reevaluate their role in your life. Don't waste energy trying to hold on to people who only show up when it suits them. Focus on those who show up when it counts. Those are the relationships worth investing in. Sign 5. Holding on to gossip. Someone smiles to your face, acts like a friend, but the moment you're not around, they're spreading negative stuff about you. It's like they're living a double life, telling you one thing and telling everyone else something else. And honestly, that's just toxic. Gossip can seem like harmless chatter, but when someone close to you does it, it's a big sign they don't really respect you. Instead, they're using your name to feel powerful or in the know, but all it does is chip away at trust. From a psychological angle, gossip often comes from people who want control. It's like they're trying to stay one step ahead by twisting stories. Some people believe that by sharing others' business, they look interesting or stay relevant in a group. But the truth is, gossip shows insecurity, not strength. A person secure in themselves doesn't need to bring others down or use their secrets as a way to connect. And if they're comfortable gossiping about you, chances are they're doing it to others too. It's not a habit that just goes away. Epictetus believed it's better to stay silent than to spread poison. The Stoics saw gossip as a sign of weak character, someone who can't be trusted to handle their own life without meddling in others. For them, respect and trust were everything. If someone's talking behind your back while pretending to be close to you, it's a clear sign they're not valuing you. Spotting this kind of behavior can save you from investing time in someone who doesn't genuinely have your back. When someone holds on to gossip, it's time to rethink the relationship. You deserve people around you who choose honesty and respect over cheap talk. Just remember, real respect leaves no room for gossip. Sign 6. Too busy syndrome. We all have that person who seems to never have time. You ask them to hang out, maybe grab a coffee or catch up, and suddenly they're swamped. Somehow, whenever it's about meeting up or doing something for you, they're overloaded with work, family stuff, or random excuses. But funny enough, when it's something they need or want, their schedule magically opens up. People make time for what matters to them. If you're important to someone, they'll find a way to fit you in, even if it's just for a quick call or a simple text. Constant busyness can be a subtle way of showing that they don't see you as a priority. It's easy for them to say, "Oh, I wish I could, but I'm just so busy." Yet, actions speak louder than words. If they're always too busy for you but somehow free for others, that's a sign you're not on their priority list. The Stoics believed in investing in those who actually show up, not the ones who just send excuses. Life is short, and true connections don't wait around for free time. A real friend, or even someone who respects you, will make the effort. They won't treat you like an option for when they have absolutely nothing better to do. Epictetus would say that our time and energy are valuable, so why waste it on people who don't value us the same way? Sign 7. Avoidance of compliments or acknowledgement. Someone who almost never gives you a compliment or any kind of acknowledgement. You know, like when you accomplish something or maybe just put in some hard work and they're silent. This isn't just about craving compliments, but when someone close to you avoids recognizing your strengths or achievements, it might signal something deeper. Whether it's a promotion, a personal goal, or even a small win, they find a way to brush it off. No congrats, no good job, just radio silence. This can be a sign that they see you as competition rather than a friend or an equal. Sometimes people can feel threatened by others' successes, even if they don't show it outwardly. Instead of celebrating you, they hold back, like acknowledging your strengths would somehow take away from theirs. It's kind of like they're keeping score in their head and don't want to lose by showing support. There's wisdom in how we view praise. Stoics didn't chase flattery, but they did value genuine, healthy relationships that involved mutual respect. A true friend, or someone who respects you, should be able to celebrate your wins without feeling threatened. In a world filled with inflated egos, real connections are about cheering each other on. A Stoic would remind us that real respect doesn't need competition. If someone struggles to give you even a small, good job, it might reveal their inability to connect authentically. Pay attention to those who hold back acknowledgement, especially when it's well-deserved. True friends, partners, and colleagues can see you shine without feeling dimmed by it. If they can't give you credit or celebrate your strengths, maybe it's time to rethink what role they play in your life. Sign 8. Inconsistent effort. Here's a tricky one that a lot of people miss. Someone who's all in one day treating you like their best friend, then the next day, they act like you're barely there. It's confusing, right? One moment they're texting you all the time, making plans, or maybe even calling you out of the blue to hang out. Then suddenly, they disappear, and when you do see them, they're cold or distant, like they forgot you were close just yesterday. This kind of inconsistent effort can make you question the friendship or connection, and that's exactly what it should make you do. When someone's respect for you is real, it's steady. It doesn't change with their mood, their schedule, or whether they're bored. Think about it. In any solid relationship, effort is dependable. You don't have to wonder where you stand or feel like you're on a roller coaster. People who truly respect you make time for you because they genuinely want to, not because it's convenient for them at that moment. Marcus Aurelius often emphasized the value of consistency. He believed that solid character shines through regular actions, not random bursts of kindness or attention. If someone's respect or effort for you seems to come and go, it's a sign that maybe they're more interested in themselves than in you. Stoicism advises us to surround ourselves with people whose actions align with their words, and who don't leave us guessing about where we stand. Don't settle for inconsistency. Real friends and people who genuinely value you make it clear through steady effort. If you feel like you're chasing after someone's attention, or always waiting for them to act like they care again, it's worth rethinking that connection. Life's too short to keep people close who only show up when it suits them. Thanks for watching. If you're ready to dive even deeper and learn how to spot envy and dishonesty with powerful Stoic techniques, check out our video, Identify Envy and Dishonesty, 8 Stoic Strategies. It's packed with insights to help you stay sharp and true to yourself in any situation. Don't miss it. Click now and let's level up your self-awareness together.